For many of you, the journey at Brentwood School began in 2012 when you first arrived at nursery for your half-day sessions. Others joined us at year 3 with the same nervous expectation that any 7-year-old has on their first day at their new school. Others have joined us as late as year 6. In reality, it doesn't matter what age you've joined Brentwood School, as you have all made your mark on our community and played your part in adding a little bit more magic in the history of the school. There have been many milestones along the way, and drama and music have played a big part in the development of your confidence and willingness to perform in front of others. In nursery and Key Stage 1, many of you showed us how to sing and dance in the nativity productions of Christmas Around the World in 2012, It's a Party in 2013, Ned's Christmas Discovery in 2014, and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas in 2015. Into year 3, you performed in Bethlehem Baby. In year 4, Hosanna Rock. Year 5, a little bit of Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. And year 6, we all know you're due to do Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I'm sure Mrs. Cook will be doing something with you in that respect. Alongside drama, you've all been involved in choirs and concerts in which you've all performed. Many of you are musicians with wonderful talents. I can remember seeing all of these, and it's hard to imagine how quickly time flies and how much you've given to the performing arts. Thank you on behalf of all the teachers that have so greatly enjoyed working with you in this area of school life. Sport has also played a huge part in your lives at Brentwood. Each and every one of you has represented the school, and this is something that you ought to be proud of. Not everybody enjoys sport, but I do hope that you've all appreciated the benefits of a healthy and fit body and mind. Our teams have had huge success over the year, with many victories in tournaments, particularly in netball and football. As a year group, you have been one of the strongest sporting years for some time, and I hope that the commitment and enjoyment of sport you've experienced at the prep continues into senior school and into adult life. Special mention must go to our chess players, swimmers and gymnasts who have all qualified for national finals in recent years, and to our current under 11 footballers who have qualified for the national finals at St George's Park for the first time ever this year. Coming to this school has provided you with a myriad of opportunities in so many ways. Let's not forget the core business of learning, which you've all become so proficient at doing, even when asked to do so at home via Google Classroom and Zoom. You have all achieved so much in so many subject areas, and we are proud of the 15 scholarships that your year group achieved this year. You will all go on to find your passion in terms of the subjects you want to learn at a higher level. And you have had the very best start in finding those subjects here at Brentwood Prep. I now come to the very emotive issue of the impact of the coronavirus on your lives at school. Yes, it has impacted upon the latter part of your final year in a way that none of us could have anticipated. You have had to adjust to many new things at a rapid pace and without any experience from which to learn from. You may well be known as the COVID generation, but I want you to be proud of what you've done and the amazing attitude you've shown in such odd and uncertain times. We are here today to pay respects to your amazing resilience, flexibility, and downright determination to make the most of a pretty testing time for you. Your understanding of what it means to display a growth mindset has been put to the test like never before, and you have come through with flying colours. On occasions such as this, not everyone can win a prize, but we are certainly here to recognise everyone's achievement. On behalf of all the teachers and all other staff, I wanted to say thank you and very well done. You have nothing to regret, and you still have everything to look forward to. You have been the very embodiment of the school motto of virtue, learning and manners. You are Brentwood. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Grace.
Hi, I'm Nia, and we're going to talk to you on behalf of 6AS.
In prep, I've really enjoyed making lots of friends along the way. My favourite memory was Enrichment Week in Year 5. It was a great experience to try different activities, especially walking through the mud and getting extremely muddy. I think it took me about 4 days to remove all the mud out of my hair. When we started in prep in Year 3, I think I can say everyone found it a challenge to be at the right classroom at the right time without getting lost. There were so many classrooms. To have the correct equipment, to be at the right place at the right time, sitting in front of the right teacher is a challenge in itself, especially when you have a short-term memory and no sense of direction. The uniform also became a challenge, especially when Mr. Edwards had to unravel my hair from the Velcro on my coat on many occasions. I would personally like to thank the matron for always being there for me, Mrs. McGonaghy, who has given me the encouragement and support, and Mr. Spalhanty for being such a great form teacher in my last year at Brentwood School. I will use all I have learnt in Brentwood School in my new school adventure.
Has been interesting, and I think everybody would agree on this. It all starts back on the first day when we met our new teacher and classroom. The main things that I can remember are the letter which we wrote to our future selves, and we drew half our face. This may sound strange, but it was even stranger when Mrs. Spalhanty took a close-up of the other half of our face. I can just about remember what every lesson was like before the entrance exam. It was like pressing fast forward on a movie. It was probably equivalent to 3 lessons in 1. We had to learn so much before the entrance exam, and it was hard finding space in your brain to fit all the information. One of the main things that I can remember is the absolute stress of it all. I can't believe I'm saying this, but hard work actually pays off. I think everyone in this year can agree that VR was the worst, but we got through it in the end. It's funny, when I was in Year 3, I thought Year 6s were giants, and the work they did was at GCSE level. Of course, you can't forget the sport. I love it. Personally, I like running because you can put all your anger into it and it just makes you run faster. It's absolutely amazingly fun. But there are so many different varieties of sport across the school year. The first trip of the year was to Hermes and the Frog Theatre, where we watched The Boy Who Cried Wolf, which was amazing as there were only 3 people acting lots of different characters. But it would have been even better if Mr. Prideaux was still doing the lighting. Let's skip to the part where we stay when we're older. I wonder what that would have been like. I think Year 6 can agree, even if they might have been a little bit homesick, bushcraft would have been so fun. And then there's Zoom. Let's just say it's been interesting during the coronavirus pandemic, but somehow we're getting through it. It's strange. Everybody said that I wish we weren't at school. The way I look at it is school is my second home. Well, actually, school is my first home because we spend more time at school than home. When I first thought of this, I was amazed. It's safe to say that Year 6 have had a lot of ups and downs, but the good days have made up for the bad days. Finally, I would just like to say Year 6 has made us ready for senior school in every way possible. Even if we have had some time away, we'll still remember all the strategies that have helped us and not helped us. To all my 6AS peers, I hope you have a good next chapter of your life.
We have had many interesting times and exciting experiences, but that would have not been possible without the support of the staff at Brentwood Prep. As a class, 6AS would like to take this opportunity to thank our teachers who have shaped us through the years to be confident in whatever we do. To start with, we would all like to thank our form teachers who are always our go-to people and have supported us through all times, good and bad. And what would life be without sports and art? We all know that our sports teachers have encouraged us to become better at everything we do, and the teachers in the art department always has time to let us express our artistic side. We would like to thank all the teaching assistants for being there to help us with our lessons and our lovely matrons who are there whenever we need them. A key part of our school are the staff that work very hard just to make our school as fabulous as it can be. We want to thank the porters, cleaners, and of course we could not forget the people who make our day, the lunch ladies. We have been going through the toughest of time recently, and we've got to thank the person that is the heart of this school, Mr. Wiskin. We also need to say a big thank you to our deputy heads, Mrs. Cook and Mrs. Trowell, for organising our timetable and arranging for us to have access to a wonderful experience in everything we do. Last, but definitely not least, we have a big thank you to Mr. Sporhancy for taking us through these really hard and difficult days and always putting a smile on our faces. We will miss your sense of humour and your guidance through this unique year. We have had so many fun times as a class, such as when we played in Enrichment Week and snuggling up in our sleeping bags, ready to eat our midnight snacks secretly. I have a vague memory of when we all first met each other, and now it's difficult to think about life otherwise. We are so thankful to everyone who has created such a magnificent experience in Brentwood Prep, and we look forward to a new stage in our lives. Thank you for listening. We will now hand over to Mr. Sporhancy, who will talk about 6AS.
Okay, thank you to Jess, Grace and Nia for representing 6AS in a wonderful summary of Year 6 and your time in prep. And it gives me great pleasure to go through all 22 of you one by one to give the highlights of what a superb year that you have had. I'm going to start with Terry. Terry's favourite memory was when the A team for netball represented their school at IAPS and they met the famous netball player Lindsay Keeble. Her proudest in-school achievement was at that very IAPS where they won for their district, and she was very proud of that moment. Terry also wins the award for Best Supporting Actor. Now on to Shiloh. Shiloh's favourite memory this year was making friends with Angel in 6cm, but also with many other friends in other year groups. Her proudest achievement was moving up to the B team for netball. Shiloh has been successful in winning the choir prize and Swimmer of the Year. Now on to Ed. Ed's favourite memory was being made house captain, and I know that that meant a lot to him. His proudest in-school achievement was the Headmaster's Award that he got for art. Now Maury. Maury's favourite memory was all of the mud that she had to run through for cross-country. And also her proudest achievement is also sports related, as she won the 2 lengths of swimming in the swimming gala. Talia. Talia's favourite memory was being selected for the Rafa Nadal Academy for tennis in Year 6. Her proudest achievements are being selected for that academy, her academic scholarship, and being team captain for hockey and netball. Talia wins the Public Speaking Prize and the Year 6 Netball Award. Harry. Harry's favourite memory was winning the national qualifiers for football. His proudest in-school achievement was being top goal scorer in that team. Harry wins the Effort Prize for 6AS and the Rhoda Prize for Team of the Year, which is the under-11 A boys football team. Tom B. His favourite memory was getting the news that he would be able to come back to school again just 3 weeks ago. His proudest in-school achievement was scoring 2 goals in the quarter-finals for the school A team in the Cup. Tom was also part of the under-11 boys football team that wins Team of the Year. Another Tom now. Tom's favourite memory was winning Footballer of the Year in Year 5. His proudest in-school achievement was being captain of the A team in football. Tom is lucky enough to not only win Footballer of the Year in Year 5, but also in Year 6. He also was part of the team that wins the Rhoda Prize for Team of the Year. Zach. Zach's favourite memory was going to Mersey as part of the Enrichment Week in Year 5. His proudest moment in school was winning a football award, and football related again, Zach was part of the under-11 A team for football that wins Team of the Year. David. David's favourite memory was also going to Mersey for the camping experience and to be with his friends. He's really proud of the fact that he became house captain, and David has many accolades to celebrate today, winning the Public Speaking Prize, the Latin Prize, and Team of the Year. Max. Max's favourite memory was in Year 4, where they were camping on the field and thinking it was morning, they got up to play frisbee at 3 AM, which woke Mr. Holtby up, I'm told. His proudest in-school achievement was how much he has improved in maths this year and being able to understand more complicated equations. Abigail. Abigail's favourite memory was going to Mersey for all of the time that she got to spend with her friends, make new ones and really bond with them. Her proudest moment was being made house captain. Abigail wins Fencer of the Year. Harry. Harry joined us at the beginning of this year, which is an achievement in itself, and he has been brilliant for doing so. His favourite memory was going to Twickenham for rugby with the school A team. His proudest moment was all of the opportunities that he's had to play for different teams in different festivals and tournaments. Rugby related, Harry wins Rugby Player of the Year. Olivia Bow. Olivia Bow's favourite memory was going to Mersey with her friends. And after a sublime effort over the whole of Year 6, her proudest in-school achievement was finding out that she'd got into Brentwood Senior School. Samiha. Samiha's favourite memory was having all the fun with friends and going to Young Voices. Her proudest achievement is achieving IB awards, and Samiha wins the Attainment Prize for 6AS. Jessica. Jessica's favourite memory is also from Mersey and getting so muddy that it took 2 days to get all of the mud out of her hair. Her proudest achievement is when Mrs. Fairs chose her jam sponge cake as first place in the cooking competition. Toby. Toby's favourite memory was when, as part of the football team, they won the ISFA, but unfortunately were not able to go to St George's Park due to lockdown. His proudest in-school achievement was speaking in the chapel at Brentwood. Toby wins the prizes for Best Supporting Actor and as part of Team of the Year. Sean. Sean's favourite memory was Mersey because of how exciting it was and all of the different activities that they got to participate in. His proudest in-school achievement was performing in the IAPS for rugby. Toby wins Team of the Year. Nia. Nia's favourite memory of Year 6 was the very first day when they got to draw half of their faces and make the other half with a real photo. Her proudest achievement was winning a gold award for all of her house points in Year 6. Nia wins a very special prize, and that's the Huff Prize for Virtue, Learning and Manners. Grace. Grace's favourite memory was again from Mersey, but unfortunately she put yoghurt on her toast thinking it was butter. Her proudest in-school achievement was being house captain in the very first term. Grace wins the Hat Music Making Cup. Ben also really favourably remembers going to Mersey in Year 5, and his proudest achievement was getting into the A team for running this year. And finally, Evelyn, her favourite memory was the Year 5 Enterprise Challenge, where they were given £5 to make as much profit as possible, and her team ended up a very creditable 3rd place. Her proudest in-school achievement was being awarded her prefect badge, for which she is very proud. Evelyn wins the Roberts Bowl for drama. Thank you very much.
Go. At the end of Year 5, we were really sad to be ending the year. We were also really excited to start Year 6. Year 6 started off well. We found our house captains, we did more responsibilities, and everyone looked up to us. We also did our entrance exam, which we were all worried about. But it turned out that it wasn't that bad after all, and we began to feel like seniors. Our geography project, which was about mountains, was a highlight of the year. Everyone produced a brilliant project, ranging from interactive quizzes with prizes to setting up mountaineering base camps. After the exam, we found out what the end-of-year show was going to be. It was Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. We did our auditions and we were awarded our parts. It was going to be the show of the year. But then the coronavirus pandemic happened and everything changed.
Everyone was sad, but we knew we would get through it together. We started off doing normal work through Google Classroom, but then we did Zoom lessons, which changed everything again. Everyone was excited to see their friends, even though it was virtual. We also got to see our teachers, who I had not seen in a long time. We did our work and tried our best, and then Boris announced that we could go back to school, though some people didn't want to go back since their hair now looks like a mop. But no one missed out because we were still on Zoom.
We have some great Year 6 memories, like playing against other schools in multiple sports, the entrance exam, and finding out the show. But the biggest memory of all is that we have made history. As the famous writer Jane Austen once said,
"Why not seize the pleasure at once? How often is happiness destroyed by preparation, foolish preparation?"
6CM would like to say a big thank you to
Mr. Barber for helping us with our music and the show,
Mrs. Cook and Mrs. Roberts for organising and helping us with the show and our drama lessons,
Mr. Kitley for teaching us interesting history and lessons,
Mrs. McGonaghy for teaching us geography and some of us maths,
Mr. Haskett for teaching us Latin and making us all laugh with sarcasm,
Mr. Partridge for teaching us fun and practical science lessons,
Mrs. Rogers for teaching us Chinese and helping us remember the words of songs,
Miss Ballhadsey for teaching us Spanish and some of us maths, Miss Helsby, Miss Sawyer, Mr. Sealing, Mr. Wingrove and Miss Morell helping us with sports and improving our techniques,
Mrs. Blee, Mrs. Farquhar and Mrs. Howard for making art and DT enjoyable and fun, Mrs. Humphrey for teaching us RE,
Mrs. Williams and Mrs. Sheridan for always being there if we forgot our blazer and for always being there for us. Both matrons for always being there, not only if we are hurt, but also when we are sad.
the Porters for helping us to get a ball when we threw it onto the roof, Mr. Whisker for being probably the best headmaster ever,
Mrs. Trout for always making sure we are safe and healthy, Mrs. Ombok for teaching some of us maths,
and a big thank you to Mrs. Miles for being our form tutor in Year 5 and Year 6, for teaching us all English,
and some of us maths, and making our time at Brentwood Prep the most enjoyable time ever. Don't worry, we will never forget Mapos.
by Matilda Hermosa.
And Jessica Krill,
And now we will hand you over to Mrs. Miles.
who will read the individual pupil reflections and announce the prize winners in 6am. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. As 6EM's form teacher, I now have the privilege of introducing each of 6EM's wonderful pupils. Abigail. Abigail's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was reaching the quarter-finals of the IAPS netball competition. Her favourite memory was the Year 5 residential trip at Mersey. Abigail has been awarded the Under-11 Footballer of the Year prize. Cooper. His proudest achievement at Brentwood School was being made house captain for Quennell and playing in the Rugby A team. His favourite memory was playing rugby at Twickenham with the A team and helping to score a try. Cooper has been awarded 6EM's Attainment Prize. Oscar. His proudest achievement at Brentwood School was being made a prefect. His favourite memory was going to Year 5, a trip to Mersey with all his friends. Daniel's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was playing in the Football A team, and his favourite memory was also going to Mersey in Year 5. Daniel has been awarded the Rhoda Prize for Team of the Year. Edie's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was being awarded the Academic and Sport Scholarship for the Senior School. Her favourite memory was from Year 5 when she participated in the Young Voices concert at the O2. She has been awarded the Physical Education Prize and the Cross Country Runner of the Year Prize. Matilda's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was being house captain and winning the house reading competition. Her favourite memory was participating in the Year 5 Enterprise Challenge with her friends. She has been awarded the Godfrey Handiwork Cup. Angel's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was winning a prize for her Year 6 geography project. Her favourite memory was also the Year 5 residential trip at Mersey. Sydney's proudest achievement was being part of the Under-11 Rugby A team. His favourite memory was in Year 5 when he went to Mersey and swung on the giant swing. He has been awarded the Roberts Bowl for drama. Jessica's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was becoming a prefect and winning the house reading competition. Her favourite memory from Brentwood School was playing in the mud pit and cricket at Mersey. Jessica has been awarded the Geography Prize. Shalom. Shalom's proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood School was playing hockey in the IAPS competition. Her favourite memory was also the Year 5 residential trip to Mersey. Ruben's proudest achievement at Brentwood School was becoming house captain. His favourite memory whilst at Brentwood School was going on the massive swing at Mersey with his friend Alex. Ruben has been awarded 6EM's Effort Prize. Shuri. Shuri's proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood School was being awarded a sports scholarship at the senior school. Her favourite memory whilst at Brentwood was going to Mersey in Year 5 and being able to try new activities with her friends. Shuri has been awarded the Pick Hall Memorial Prize for Music. J. Jay's proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood School was winning the house reading competition for Bayman in Year 3. His favourite memory was going to Mersey in Year 5 with his friends. Anna. Anna's proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood School was being the first house captain for her house in Year 6. Her favourite memory whilst at Brentwood was going on the Year 5 residential trip to Mersey. Amelia's proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood School was being awarded the best cricketer in Year 5. Her favourite memory from Brentwood School was spending time with her friends on the Year 5 trip to Mersey. Ashani. Her proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood was being awarded the Class Effort Prize at last year's prize giving. Her favourite memory from Brentwood was taking part in the Young Voices concert at the O2 in Year 5. Ashani has been awarded the Religious Education Prize. Jack. His proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood was winning the Eastern Region Fencing Championship and qualifying for the national finals. His favourite memory from Brentwood was going camping at Mersey in Year 5. Jack has been awarded the Fencer of the Year award. Kieran. His proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood was receiving a Headmaster's Award. His favourite memory was having fun with his friends in Year 5 at Mersey. Siobhan. His proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood was winning the Class Attainment Prize in Year 3 and in Year 5. His favourite memory was going on the giant swing at Mersey. Siobhan has been awarded the Haskett Mathematics Prize. Alexander. His proudest achievement at Brentwood School was securing a place at the senior school. His favourite memory from Brentwood School was going on the giant swing at Mersey with his friend Reuben. Austin. His proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood was receiving a Gold House Point Award. His favourite memory was going camping for the first time in Year 5. Austin has been awarded the Hill Prize for Attainment. Sarah. Her proudest achievement whilst at Brentwood was becoming a prefect. Her favourite memory was winning the Shenfield Gold Cup. Sarah has been awarded the Grey Cup for Service, the Language Prize, and the Hobbs Prize for Girls' Good Example on the Games Field.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of 6KO, I've been asked to say thank you to our teachers. Then Abby will talk through a summary of our Year 6, and finally, Lenny will finish off with a summary of our class. There are so many teachers who we have to thank for helping us in different ways for our years in the prep. Sadly, there isn't enough time to mention you all by name, so I hope you forgive me, but we do thank each and every one of you. I'm going to focus on our form teachers, starting with Mr. Kitley in Year 3. Thank you so much for being the best teacher to have when starting out in prep. Your lessons were always so fun and you did so much to help build up our self-confidence. And I don't think anyone will ever forget the time you brought in your chickens to school and they pooped in assembly. I'll come back to Mrs. Ombok as she has been lucky enough to have us twice as a form. So next I will mention Mrs. Long in Year 5. Thank you for your hard work getting us ready for the entrance exam, and we will always remember a rapping onomatopoeia in a class with you. So, Mrs. Ombok, you can never have too much of a good thing, as you know, since you've been our form teacher twice. We are all going to miss your enthusiasm and positivity. We always learn something new in your classes every day. You have taught us to push ourselves, even if we're a bit unsure, and to have a go at new things. And from a personal point of view, I am just grateful that you didn't hold a grudge against me when I accidentally hit you with a cricket ball in a rounders match at the end of Year 3. As I said before, I can't mention all the different subject teachers, but I have to quickly say thanks to Mrs. Rogers, who has had the tough task of trying to get a bunch of 10 and 11-year-olds to understand Mandarin. We love all your songs, even though we're not always sure what we're singing. And to all the sports staff, even though training sessions with Miss Helsby and Mr. Sawyer always made my legs ache, who pushed us to get better and to enjoy sport. Thank you to Matron for her kindness, and to all the porters and everyone who works to make our school safe and function well. And finally, thank you to Mrs. Cook and Mrs. Trowell, and of course our headmaster, Mr. Whiskered. We really appreciate the efforts by you and all the teachers to try and make this strange situation we are all in as good as it can be. Even though we all know so much of the organisation of everything is thanks to Mrs. Sheridan and her team. I'm now going to pass over to Abby for her summary of what has been quite a unique Year 6 experience.
Thanks, Amy. Hello everyone. This year had plenty to offer, but I'll try my best to summarise major events that happened this year. The year started fantastically with us as seniors of the prep. We had fun activities to balance out the work for the exam. We had loads of projects such as the Mounter project in geography, the stop motion animation in ICT, and some science projects. What I found interesting was the heart dissection in science. Trust me, hold your nose while you're doing it. Also, a big part of Year 6 was getting ready for senior school. I realised that over the years at Brentwood, we have definitely become more mature and grown up. In October, we had our mock exam, leading up to the entrance exam in January. But please, don't remind me of that. But then, when all the fun was just starting, we heard that we had to stay inside at home for around 2 or 3 months. Sigh. Lockdown. But look on the bright side. At least we get to eat chocolate, work without distractions from home. We were quite looking forward to the Holland Sports Tour, Bushcraft and Sports Day. Raise your hand if your plans have been cancelled. Yep, I know what you feel like. COVID-19 has really thrown a spanner in the works. But we can't blame anyone for spreading the virus. We're all in the same situation. As the quote said, we're all in this together. All of the teachers have made remote learning even better than going to school. I think that we have cooperated well and we should be proud of ourselves. Think about it. We're making history. You see, remote learning, virtual sports day, online concerts, it's all just an experience. Thank you for an amazing, unique Year 6 adventure. Thanks for listening. Over to Lenny.
Thank you, Abby. Hello, as you know, my name is Lenny, and today I'll give a brief overview of our lovely class. Our class is great. From Year 3 to Year 6, we've all grown so much in different ways. We've all made a special bond that will last a long time. 6KO have so many diverse and wonderful characters, so many talented and special people. I don't have time to mention you all individually right now, but I have done so in another video, which I'll share with you later. In the meantime, whether you are musical, sporty, funny, a drama lover or an animal lover, all of these interests and abilities are what's made being in 6KO so interesting and special. I find it very sad that we have to move on, but I'm also excited about the future for me and my classmates. I know we'll meet a load of new people. Hopefully they'll be as nice as the people currently in my class. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you enjoyed it, as well as the other speeches from my fellow classmates, Amy and Abby. I will now hand over to Mrs. McConaughey, who will read the 6KO People Reflections on behalf of Mrs. Ombok.
Thank you to Amy, to Abby and to Lenny for your reflections of your time at Brentwood Prep. It's a real privilege to stand in for Mrs. Ombok and to have the opportunity to talk about 6KO. I know she will be watching this morning and I'm already feeling the pressure. Joe says his greatest achievement during his time at Brentwood Prep School is coming second in house cross country and securing a semi-final place in the ISF competition by scoring a last-minute goal. His favourite memory is singing songs and messing around in his tent late into the night in Mersey. He admits his tent were very loud but that was definitely one of his best times at school. And Joe has a lovely quote. He says, "Brentwood School gives such good opportunities for things like that." Joe wins the Rhoda Prize for Team of the Year. Millie's passion is netball, and winning netball tournaments is her greatest achievement. Her favourite memories are finding out the teams for matches and going to Mersey. Millie wins the Year 6 Netballer of the Year. Jack says his greatest achievement was playing at Twickenham and then watching a match afterwards. His favourite memory is of Joe and Sid dancing at Mersey. Jack wins the Under-11 Football Special Award and the Rhoda Prize for Team of the Year. For George, his greatest achievement has been taking on responsibilities as a prefect and also being awarded a cricket trophy last year. His lasting memory is the Trim Trail egg hunt in 3CK, even though, he notes, the eggs were basically all melted. George wins the Attainment Prize for 6KO. Just playing rugby at Twickenham is an achievement enough, but William added scoring a try as well. His lasting memory is also sported related. In a cricket match, he kept getting his fingers caught in his pockets as he tried to bowl. Not surprisingly, he now bowls with sewn-up pockets. William wins the Hobbs Prize for Boys' Good Example on the Games Field and is the member of the Team of the Year. Representing the school in any sport is an achievement. And for Meadow, being selected for the school's Year 4 hockey team in Year 4 was her proudest moment. Her favourite memory was her time on Mersey Island in Year 5. Overcoming her fear of heights and going on the giant swing at Mersey is seen by Lenny as her greatest achievement. Her time in 3CK collecting conkers and making a giant 3CK out of them is her enduring memory. Lenny wins the History Prize and the Hockey Special Award. Eva feels that just being at Brentwood Prep School was an achievement in itself, but she also loved all the challenges of going to Mersey. For her, it is the friends she has made that will remain with her favourite memories. Connor's greatest achievement during his time at school has been singing at the Young Voices at the O2 Arena. He says his favourite memory is also the challenges that they faced on business day. Being house captain and getting distinctions in Lambda are what Bo sees as her greatest achievements. Her favourite memory is having so much fun at Harry Potter World in Year 5. Bo wins the prize for cheerfulness and courtesy. Abigail says her greatest achievement was being awarded Player of the Year for netball and winning the Newhall Netball Tournament. Being Bayman house captain when they won the Year 6 swimming gala is also a moment of which she is very proud. Her favourite memory is going on the giant swing at Mersey with Edie. Abby writes that her greatest achievement is her transformation from being the slowest runner in her class to being selected for the Year 6 cross-country team. Her favourite memory is sharing a tent with Lenny and Isabel in Year 4. Lenny slept soundly through Isabel and Abby's giggles before turning over in her sleep and whacking Abby in the face. This produced just more giggles. Abby wins the Faulkner Science Prize. For Izzy, winning a freestyle race for Bayman in the swimming gala ranks as one of her greatest achievements. Mersey is her standout favourite memory from her time at Brentwood Prep School. Toby broke 3 school records on sports day in year 5, which is certainly a great achievement. He also highlights being a prefect as a very proud moment. Toby's favourite memory is beating Mr. Kitley at house cross country in year 3, with being a prefect and scoring the first try at Twickenham, coming a close second. Toby wins the Physical Education Prize and is also Cross Country Runner of the Year. Having one's hard work recognised is always a proud moment, and for Max, getting a Headmaster Award for improving his writing is one of his top achievements. His favourite memory was his time away in Mersey and all the challenges that he had to face there. As a cricketer, Josh says that his greatest achievement was playing for the Year 5 team while still in Year 4. The team needed 2 wickets in the last 2 overs, and he got them both. His favourite memory is the first night at Mersey. Josh, the staff were wondering what was wrong with the second night. Josh wins the Physical Education Prize, and he is also part of Team of the Year. Joining us in Year 6, Saranjeev says he's most proud of his performance in the entrance exam. His favourite memory from his time at Brentwood Prep School was at the BP Science competition. Sid says that his greatest achievement was playing at the England Rugby Stadium in Twickenham. His favourite memories are all from the Year 5 trip to Mersey, where he says he enjoyed every minute. Sid wins the Art Prize and is also awarded a Rugby Special Award. Amy says that her proudest moment was being chosen as a prefect. However, she also adds that managing to run barefoot in thick mud and nettles while running a cross-country race was also a great achievement. Her favourite memory is caving and going on the big swing in Mersey, plus the conkers that spelled out 3CK. Amy is awarded the Effort Prize for 6KO and Hockey Player of the Year. Friends are important to Isla, and she says that her greatest achievement has been making close friends in other classes, plus getting 10 out of 10 in a spelling test. Her favourite memories are the walks on the beach at Mersey and finding crabs. Isla is awarded the Polden Prize for Good Character and the Hoskins Library Cup. Gaining awards for house points requires consistent hard work across all subjects. Rosanna is proud of achieving her silver award in Year 5. She writes that being freezing cold at Mersey and having Abby's shivering knees hitting her in the back is one of her favourite memories. Ollie says that his greatest achievement was being appointed house captain and also playing rugby at Twickenham. Being part of the school rugby team and having the opportunity to play at Twickenham is also his favourite memory. We now welcome David and Talia, winners of the public speaking competition.
Good morning. It's such a great honour as the winners of the 2020 Public Speaking Competition to bring to you our leaving speech.
First and foremost, we would like to thank all the determined teachers who give up their time to help and educate us. A lot of the time we moan and groan, and I can imagine it is very annoying that the teachers have to keep telling us to get on with our work. The hours they put in just so we can have a good future is outstanding.
From the moment I walked into school as a quiet 3-year-old into Mrs. Morgan's class to our current virtual way of learning, it's been a great experience, and I say well done to all pupils this year for coping and being so calm during this pandemic, but especially to Year 6. It's been such a hectic year for Year 6. Exams, moving to senior schools, and everything has been so different with remote learning. However, we've all come so far and we're nearly at the finish line.
Every day, the teachers probably want to go home, put their feet up and have a drink in front of the TV, especially during this pandemic. But this must have been an especially chaotic year for new headmaster Michael Bond. Mr. Bond went to the University of Newcastle, also achieving a first-class honours degree at the University of Liverpool in 1993. His teaching career began in his native Northeast.
We care about each other at Brentwood School. This is a loving and caring school, and I'm sure none of us would want to change that. The virtue, learning and manners we have learned through all these years will help us through life. Continue being yourself and being morally responsible for your actions.
I'd also like to wish Year 6 good luck in the next phase of their life. I also hope they have a successful and great time and lead on to have successful lives. I wish the new headmaster, Mr. Bond, a great and long time at Brentwood School. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Whiskered, Mrs. Cook, Mrs. Trow, Mr. Sawyer, Mrs. Sheridan, and all the office staff who help us have a great school. To our form teachers, Mr. Spall-Hansey, Mrs. Miles, Mrs. Ombach, and all our dedicated teaching staff, a big thank you. To all the parents, thank you for the sacrifices you make to help secure our future.
I would like to say thank you to all the staff taking care of our bubbles. Thank you to all the dinner ladies, especially aftering for my special dietary needs due to my many allergies. To our amazing sports teachers, Miss Healthby and Mr. Seeley, and all other sport assistants, thank you for helping us stay active. To the matrons and all non-teaching staff, thank you.
We will now hand over to Mr. Bond.
Thank you for listening to our speech.
Thank you very much for that lovely welcome and address. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all well. Usually, of course, we'd be meeting in Courage Hall with your parents to celebrate your time at Brentwood Prep School. We can't do that at the moment, but we really wanted to do something to mark the end of your time in the prep school. I can just about remember my last day at primary school, and I can certainly remember when both of my children finished Year 6. It's a time when some of you will be feeling sad that you're moving on to a new part of the school, and for some of you, of course, a new school altogether. Some of you will be feeling excited about next year and all it will bring, and some of you will be nervous about making the change from prep to senior school. My guess is that most of you will feel all of these emotions at different times at some point between now and September. And my first message to you this morning is that all of that is absolutely fine and natural. You may remember when I spoke to you in assembly back in December that I told you I'm a big fan of Pixar movies. This one is one of my favorites, and if you haven't seen it, here's the official trailer. Enjoy.
So, how was the first day of school?
It was fine, I guess. I don't know.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong. We're gonna find out what's happening, but we'll need support. Signal the husband.
With a nice pass over Reed, comes across center ice. Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
What? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
Signal him again.
Ah, so, Riley, how was school?
You gotta be kidding me.
For this, we gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot?
School was great, all right?
What was that? I thought you said we were gonna act casual.
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
All right, make a show of force. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot. Riley, I do not like this new attitude.
Oh, I'll show you attitude, old man.
No, breathe.
What is your problem? Just leave me alone.
Sir, reporting high levels of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
DEFCON 2. I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from.
You want a piece of this, Pops?
Yeah? Well, look.
Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready to launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire! That's it. Go to your room.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
Come, fly with me, Cachinha.
Inside Out tells the story of Riley, a happy, hockey-loving 11-year-old girl whose world is turned upside down after moving to San Francisco. The film focuses on the emotions inside our head that sit around, as you've just seen, an imaginary control panel and influence the way we feel, talk, and act. In the story, Riley's emotions, led by joy, try to guide her through this difficult, life-changing event. But the stress of the move makes sadness, one of her other emotions, dominate her thoughts. As the plot unfolds, these two emotions, plus anger, fear, and disgust, eventually realize that instead of competing for control, they all have a part to play in helping Riley. And Joy finally comes to understand that without the other emotions working together, Riley can't actually be happy and fulfilled. After all, if we're never sad, how can we appreciate being happy? And can you imagine if we were never angry, disgusted, or frightened? If we never got angry or disgusted, we might not speak out if bad things happen. And if we were never frightened, we would almost certainly put ourselves in danger before too long. The truth is, we need all of our emotions. The key is to keep them in balance so that we aren't too sad, too disgusted, or too frightened. And what about joy? Well, if we were happy all of the time, the pleasure we feel would soon wear off. And this brings me to my second point. I mentioned earlier that some of you might be a little nervous or anxious about moving on next year. And I've just explained that as long as that's in balance with your other emotions, that's perfectly natural and healthy. But if you are worried, here's a question I'd like to ask you. What would you do if you weren't afraid? It's a question someone asked me a couple of years ago, and I found it really helpful. At the time, I was worried about moving to Brentwood. I had a job I loved, my family were all settled where we lived, and although I was incredibly excited about coming here, I was also afraid about whether I'd made the right choice in uprooting my whole family and whether I'd like Brentwood as much as I liked my previous school. When I was asked that question, I imagined how it would feel and what it would be like if I wasn't afraid. And it really helped me to look forward to the change. I'd like to show you another short film trailer now. This one is about a man called Alex Honnold, who is a free solo climber. If you don't know anything about climbing, that means he climbs mountains without any ropes or safety harnesses. In 2017, he climbed El Capitan in Yosemite National Park, a 3,000-foot high vertical expanse of rock. That mountain is more than half a mile high. That's higher than the world's tallest skyscraper and more than twice as tall as the Empire State Building. His achievement was filmed and turned into a documentary called Free Solo. If you get the chance to watch it, it's definitely worth doing so. Here's the trailer.
Does it feel different to be up there without a rope?
It's obviously like much higher consequence.
People who know a little bit about climbing, they're like, oh, he's totally safe. And then people who really know exactly what he's doing are freaked out.
I've thought about all cap like for years, and every year I'm like, that's really scary. I'll never be content unless I at least put in the effort. El Cap is the most impressive wall on Earth.
It's 3,200 feet of sheer granite. It's the center of the rock climbing universe.
Obviously, I get interview questions about it all the time. Oh, would you like to do that? And you're like, yes, for sure.
So you're a girlfriend now, I heard.
It was awesome. Pretty much makes life better in every way.
It's really hard for me to grasp why he wants this. But if he doesn't do this stuff, he'd regret it.
Everybody who has made free soloing a big part of their life is dead now.
I haven't been injured in like 7 years. I suddenly start getting injured all the time.
What if something happens? What if I don't see him again?
I could just walk away, but it's like, I don't want to.
I've always been conflicted about shooting a film about free soloing just because it's so dangerous. It's hard to not imagine your friend falling through the frame to his death.
I think when he's free soloing, that's when he feels the most alive, most everything. How can you even think about taking that away from somebody?
No mistakes tomorrow.
Starting to get kind of psyched.
If you're pushing the edge, eventually you find the edge.
I can't believe you guys actually can watch. Hey Jimmy, do you copy? Just started climbing.
Now, as someone who doesn't like heights, that makes me afraid just watching the trailer. But as you've just seen, it was really important for Alex Honnold to be afraid. If he hadn't been, he'd have been too confident and would probably have made a mistake that could have been fatal. But he was also able to use his fear to make sure he planned and carried out his climb safely. So, as you get ready for moving to senior school, with all that entails, my message to you this morning is that excitement, sadness, nervousness, and even a little bit of fear are all things that you might experience between now and September. When you do, remember that it's healthy and natural, that any negative thoughts will pass just as surely as a rain cloud always does, and also that you can use all of those emotions to help you. I'd like to end this morning with one of my favourite poems. It's called What If This Road? It's all about moving on to new adventures. I hope you enjoy it. What if this road, that has held no surprises these many years, decided not to go home after all? What if it could turn left or right with no more ado than a kite tail? What if its tarry skin were like a long, supple bolt of cloth that is shaken and rolled out and takes a new shape from the contours beneath? And if it chose to lay itself down in a new way, around a blind corner, across hills you must climb without knowing what's on the other side? Who would not hanker to be going at all risks? Who wants to know a story's end or where a road will go? I hope you all have a lovely summer, and I look forward to seeing most of you in September. Given that a few moments ago Mr. Whiskered was described as the best headmaster ever, I'm going to have a lot to live up to next year. For those who are moving on to a different school, farewell, good luck, and you're always welcome to come back and visit us. I hope you enjoy our final video this morning. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what can gather. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blind devotion.